Hi guys, so I've been to an interview recently as I'm heading back into the workforce. Over the years, I've been to a lot of different interviews, just from, changing jobs and having kids and all that kind of thing. And I know some of the challenges that interviews present. So whether you are starting to get into the workforce for the very first time, or you're just changing jobs within the same company, or applying for a career change, or you're having kids and you're entering back into the workforce, whatever that may be, I hope that I may have some helpful tips for you in this video. So I'm not a professional interviewer, I don't work in HR, I'm just a mum, and I've just been on a fair number of interviews, and all of them have been different from one another. So these are my 5 top tips for a successful interview, customer service related. Tip number 1, have a good attitude. Walk into the interview with a positive mindset, as this is something you can control. If you stay positive, your interview demeanor will be more likable and you'll have a much better chance of you landing that position. Staying away from any negative tones. Employers are looking for an upbeat person and a positive tone to their comments and answers. Tip number 2, turn your nerves around. Shift your fear to excitement. The chemical release in our bodies are the same. The chemicals themselves only have meaning when we notice a sensation and give it a name. It is this pattern of thought after the initial rush of adrenaline that creates fear or excitement. So this is the point where you can begin to change your emotional state. So when you feel that fear or nervousness in your stomach, tell yourself over and over that it's excitement that you feel and that you're excited. I myself have found that doing this technique and telling myself that I am excited, even if I have to do it over and over and over again, when I do feel that nervousness in my stomach, I have found that it has really helped me. Tip number 3, dress for success. So if you don't feel too confident, wear a standout color, like an electric blue or a red. It doesn't have to be a whole outfit, it can be like one piece, like it could be a shirt or a scarf or a jacket. If the interviewer or the panel, whatever it may be, if they have a larger number of interviews to do that day, then they don't usually remember names, but they will remember that person wearing that red jacket, or they'll remember the colors of what you wore. Just remember, appearance does matter when it comes to interviews. It's better to be overdressed than underdressed, as this does give an unconscious first impression of you. Tip number 4, body language. Studies show that handshakes play a significant role in first impressions, so make it count. Your handshake should neither be bone crushing or limp. As you shake, make eye contact. Your posture and sitting style is very important. No slumping, keep your back straight, lean slightly forward to indicate interest. Don't recline back into your chair, as this may come across that you seem a little bit bored or disengaged. Tip number 5, think like a boss. Think about the position you applied for. Is it within the same field that you were previously working in? Think about the job-specific questions that the interviewer may be asking you. Check the job posting, make a list of all your skills that match those requirements. Show the interviewer what you know by giving specific examples of the knowledge that you do have. Don't just say, I always resolve customer complaints. Well, how do you resolve customer complaints? Example is proof. Otherwise, it just kind of sounds like you're bragging. So tip number 2, when I say turn your nerves around, that can be really effective. But it might be more effective before the interview. When you're actually in the interview and you catch yourself feeling those nerves, for me personally, saying in my head, it's excitement, doesn't really help, because my mind's just so full of what I'm trying to say and how I'm trying to get the thoughts in my head to come out in a sentence and say it out of my mouth. So I find that doesn't really work that effectively for me. And if I stumble a little bit, or I they ask a question I'm not really prepared for, or kind of catches me off guard, then I say to them, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit nervous. And every time I have said that, which has been multiple times, they say, oh, that's okay. Just take your time. It's okay. You don't have to stress. Just take your time. It's fine. Interviews are actually a very stressful thing, and it's not really a normal situation. So if you feel yourself, if you catch yourself feeling that nervousness and the I'm excited doesn't really work for you when you're actually in the interview, then just say, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just a little bit nervous. And then that might actually bide you more, and then that actually might give you a little bit more time to think about the question and answer it a little bit more effectively, and you might actually get your point across a little bit better or get out what you're trying to say. So these are the helpful tips that I have found really effective and that has helped me throughout my working life. I'm not perfect. Pretty much every time I go for an interview, I get nervous, and sometimes I think, oh geez, I should have said that, or oh, I should have taken a little bit longer time to think about that, or whatever it may be. You're only human. So as long as you have a good, positive, upbeat attitude and you dress really well and you think about what you kind of want to say or the gist of what you want to say beforehand, then you will be fine. So I really hope these tips have really helped you guys, and if there's anything that I'm missing or anything that you do that has helped you, I'd love to know, and I'd love for you to put it down in the comments. So if you like this video, I'd really love for you to give me a like, and if you really like the video, I'd love for you to subscribe. Bye guys.